Hey everyone, welcome back to my Workbench. Happy Mother's Day to your mothers out there. It's Mother's Day 2025. I think it's May 11th. So, happy Mother's Day. So, a few things today. This is one of my ANDI dual stick controllers. Not dual stick, it's analog digital. That's why it's called ANDI. In case you ever want to, I do offer a service of installing a digital joystick of your choice. This is actually a really unique one. I've never really encountered this one before. It's a little stubby little guy. I'll have to ask where this came from. It's very, it's an interesting feel. Not bad. It's just interesting. And I believe I have it as like a $45 adder on my website if you ever wanted to swap out your joystick. If you supply it, it's just going to be the $45 to install it. If I have to purchase the parts, whoever the purchase parts are, I can do that. But yeah, it's a cute little thing. It's got a really interesting feel to it. Can't quite describe it. It's a little on the heavy side for me, but it's very short. I guess it's dealer's choice, really, what you like to play. And Jig Dog is, of course, a really good game for the demonstrate the. It's a good game for the digital controller. Oh, I can see why he likes this. It's got a nice feel to it, actually. It's got kind of a. Can't quite describe it. That's responsive, that's for sure. So yeah, I'm gonna finish boxing this up shortly. So this is not gonna be the longest video, however, it's gonna have a couple things going on which are exciting and new. So I decided not to let the tariffs grind me down. And I'll put the screws back in here since I'm here anyway. This gets shipped out tomorrow, or later today, I should say. It's very early in the morning of Mother's Day. I need to find the other few more case screws. I'll finish that up in a minute. Ironically enough, I actually had to end up using the case screws I usually use for this controller because they're their style. They're kind of flat head, but it actually worked perfectly. Perfectly flush and everything. Oh my goodness, it was just tight getting in there. I had no room between this joystick, because this is an older version 1 design. Between the analog and digital stick, there's nothing. They're smacked up against each other on there. That was a little bit of a challenge, and I had to completely redo the wiring for the digital stick, because just everything was rotated 90 degrees out, so all the distances are wrong, so I had to redo that, but no biggie. But yeah, oh man, it's heavy now. Wow, it's gotta be over 3 pounds. And in 5200 news, I was prompted to find a alternative supplier for the case. The case is actually the most expensive part. If you buy one of my controllers, the case is actually the most expensive part. It's $20 just for the case. That's actually the most pricey part of the whole thing. I found a U.S. manufacturer, so I don't have to worry about tariffs. And then the case is actually less expensive and kind of cool looking, actually. So I just did a cut on this just a few minutes ago on my CNC. This is no different from my usual controllers. I usually have it's ambidextrous, but in this case it is not, because I don't have enough room in the panel to do it. But it keeps all the features. So I'll sell this in lefty-righty version. So if you either right-hand stick or flipped over left-hand stick, same keypad. I'm only going to sell this in overlay compatible. I'm not going to do the I'm not going to try to do the classic design. It's just all going to be, it's going to be simpler. It's going to cost less. This is going to be the LT for light or less tariff version, depending on your perspective. So the problem I'm running into is the Jaguar conversions. The Jaguar controllers are getting pretty rare, and the cost of the controllers is just, I'm thinking after this one, I have like one left in stock, and after that I think I'm going to discontinue sadly the Jaguar controllers. I've been making for years. Jaguar conversion making me years, but it's just getting really cost prohibitive to make that controller. I mean, just find the controllers themselves that are going on eBay for like, with shipping like $70. I used to get 2 for like 25, and now they're like $70 a pop. So it's getting really hard to justify continuing on. Especially I can make this for less buttons. So 2 less buttons, only overlay version. This is probably going to be less expensive than my current. I think my current Jaguar price is maybe, I can't remember, 129, 139, probably 139, and this is going to be less expensive. I've got to finish up the costing on this guy, but I have a feeling this is going to be the most affordable option of all my controllers, just because it's simpler, and I think it actually looks pretty cool. The bottom case is somewhere around here. This one's a little thick. There's another version of the exact same case. It's a little thinner. I'll probably go with that to make it more of a handheld design, but for this style or this way, yeah, you can hold on. I'm gonna get a thinner one for next time, and that way I'll be able to do more of a handheld version. And again, it's going to be sold in right hand, left hand, so that's coming soon. That's pretty neat. I think it's actually kind of cool. It's got kind of a Lynx look with a Atari Lynx look with a curved sides. I think it's actually kind of cool looking. So that's coming up. So I haven't taken the covers off yet, but I went with smaller buttons. These are little 24 millimeters instead of, I usually use 30s on my standard controllers. So that's coming very soon. This I've built many times, and then very soon, everyone. I know I've been promising it forever, but here is very shortly this is what the Intellivision 2 controller is going to look like. I'm going with blue just because I like blue for now. If you want black, let me know, but I think the blue with the blue buttons is actually kind of nice. True 16, 8 micro switches inside. I did discover I have to have 6 diodes for these darn buttons here, but everything else is more or less done. I'm actually pretty close to being done with this, to be honest with you. You can see from my hands, I've been we've been repainting our kitchen cabinets. So that's why this hasn't been released yet, is because husbandly duties come first, and painting kitchen cabinets makes happy wife. So that is what I have been doing. So all that's left of this guy is I gotta finish wiring up these buttons, and that's the diodes there. You have to have blocking diodes, otherwise you'll get some weird stuff going on. And what happened was, when I was doing the controller, the sheet I was going off of, the entire bottom row was flipped, and I should have known better, because everything else was like, for the joystick it was pins 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is ground, and then 6 is on the sheet it was showing 9, and it's like it was actually 6. He flipped 6, 7, 8, 9, so it was making things really screwy. So flip that over, figured it out, because I took my original controller. I took my original controller and did some measurements myself, and I found that that whole bottom row was flipped. I figured out the logic of it. So that's coming up real soon. And of course, orders keep coming. Thank you, everyone. I've got 2 ANDIs I'm building right now. ANDI overlays. 2 ANDI overlays, a couple of classics, and I think one other overlay are in the queue right now. So trying to get through the orders on hand first, and in between times I will finish this guy. I'll throw some wires on it now because it's already done. But yeah, this is really coming close to fruition here. Kind of excited about the 5200 LT controller. These things are tough. I build these things actually pretty darn solid. So, of course, this had custom printed 3D plastics for all this. So this is actually going to come up on the left side. The weird thing on the Intellivision controller, everything is referenced to ground, so you basically have this whole ground wire that has to run through the whole thing. I mean, top deck, bottom deck, all the buttons, and the keypads. And that's the only thing I need to do is put a bunch of DuPont connectors on here and plug into the 2 keypads. So the secret is you need 2 layers of keypads. One for your column, one for your rows, because that's how they did it on the original one. So in case you need to make your own controllers, that's how you do it. You get 2 thin membrane keyboards and press through it, contact 2 switches, so no weird electronics required. And of course, to make a true 16-way joystick, you need 8 actual contacts, and that is what I did. How did I do this? Oh yeah, splayed it out. Okay. So yeah, that's the secret. So if anyone sees this video, that is what you have to do. You have to go 2 layers. And that was the secret. And for the buttons, you've got 3 separate buttons. You have to put blocking diodes on all the buttons. So otherwise, you will get some weird stuff happening. And you don't have to do anything like combo 2 buttons to get the 3rd button. That's not something I agree to there. Yeah, that's right. I'll finish putting some of these wires on. I breadboarded this already, so I know it works. It's just the old one I had. This is actually a fresh cut of the plastics and the connectors, because everything's kind of, because I discovered that flip problem, everything all looks like cattywampus. Oh! This is actually the first cut here. And the other issue I fixed was this part of the joystick was interfering with where the screw comes through. So that's fixed. Things you learn when you cut plastic. So yeah, I'm going to get to work on building some ANDIs up. I think I've done videos on that before, so that's not too exciting. It's just building up controllers like I usually do. I'm going to finish working on these. I got some more plastic. I got 1, 2, 3 more orders over there. I got to fill, which is actually 4 controllers because someone bought 2. And then after that, I'm going to be releasing this. I'll send you out an email on this one soon. Probably get this done later today, actually, if the wife doesn't kill me. I will do that. And this will be announced, and photos will be taken, and a demo video will be made, and all that fun stuff. And of course, in my free time, I will be finishing up this guy, and announcing that too. I'll do a demo video of it, and if there's good interest, I'll buy some more. Luckily, the company that makes this They're in Ohio, I think, some eastern state. Yeah, so this gets shipped pretty fast. These enclosures, they're actually really nice quality. ABS plastic, just nicely made. So, and cheaper. Weird. I'm glad there's still injection molding plants here. And they'll even do custom for you. They'll cut these holes for you and everything, but I don't need to do that. I got my own CNC for that. So everything fits so far, and well, I think it'll be pretty cool looking, and it's going to cost less, and this is going to be the replacement for the Jaguar conversion, because I don't think I can make those reasonably anymore. And I don't want to destroy the entire population of Jaguar controllers. We'll see. But yeah, I think the Jaguar is seeing its last. Like, there's I literally have one left in my cabinet over there, and that's it. And then after that, it's like, no, I'm not dropping $70 a controller for those. That's just crazy. And I'm sure the collectors want them too, so I don't want to destroy everything. But yeah, this is pretty neat little, it's going to be a neat little design. I think the next one I got to make sure the height's okay, and I'm going to get the shorter version, I think, for the final production. I'll keep this one for myself, and then I'll make a shorter version and sell that, and it'll be nice to be able to grip onto it properly and play in your lap a little easier. So, oh, some minor product announcement. I am adding some extra. I saw a review of my ANDI controller, or no, it was a dual stick controller, and the biggest complaint was the weighting was a little off. There's just too much. I kind of have to agree. There's a little too much mass on the top of the housing. So I actually bought these steel plates that are going to be attached to the bottom housing to help even out the weight a little bit, so it'll feel a little more solid when you hold it. I mean, it's mostly psychological, but it is going to change the weight, weighting very slightly. It's going to add a few ounces to the bottom, so it won't feel so top heavy. It'll be more grounded on a tabletop. So that is one complaint, and the other complaint was the knob. He thought it was a little long. That's kind of unavoidable, just because the original joystick is a little on the long side. And I really wanted to pay homage to the original controller, so that's not going to be changing. I like the way those look, and that was a lot of work to design that knob, to be honest with you. Oh my goodness. That was a lot of parts of that. All the little steps in there and everything is not the easiest thing to do. And I think it really pays tribute to the original controller, so... I gotta get some buttons, I gotta get some joysticks, I gotta get more buttons and more joysticks and put these together. So I'm not gonna put you through me building more controllers. So yeah, I got more to build. I do have a lot of stuff on hand part-wise. I was actually going through my inventory, and I have about another, well, for straight up controllers, I have enough parts for, oh man, 15, maybe 20. There's a lot, and I've got more parts on the way just because I'm paranoid, particularly on the joystick, because that's like the hardest part to get. So I got a lot of parts on the way still. I got parts in, I got more parts on the way. I've been stocking up on parts. I have way more inventory than I usually do, so I'm going to update my website shortly with new quantities, because I got a lot on hand right now. And the good news is, so far, the only parts that have really gone up a lot in price are the joystick and the buttons. Like keypads, I have like a couple years worth of these things, and these buttons I have a couple years worth. These, I got maybe 6 months worth of these at my normal run rate. So even when, who knows what these tariffs are going to do. Even if they put tariff pricing in, it'll be probably about, I don't know, probably another $10 a controller, so nothing crazy, as long as the enclosure prices don't go crazy. And like I said, I did find a US supplier for that LT controller, so that'll keep the cost out. So if you're looking for a more budget-friendly controller, the LT is going to be the way to go. So yeah, Let me know in the comments if you're really interested in the LT, um, the light version or the less tariff version, whichever you prefer. But yeah. Oh, here it is. Yeah, this was that little stubby controller is a MDST 1412 using VS Unisystem Upright and Cocktail red tint. But kind of a neat feel, really short. But yeah, but again, $45 if you want to put your own custom in there, one of the Andis. And if anyone's ever interested, I have a link on my website for crazy custom stuff. Let me know. I mean, I'm always open to weird things. I have an order in for a local customer who has he's like a Genesis game that's messed up. He has a Magnavox. I have it here. It is a Magnavox Odyssey. They could be repaired and upgraded. And mostly repaired. And there's a third thing in there too. I can't remember what that is off the top of my head. But that's going to be coming around soon. I want to get some of these controllers knocked out first, and then I'll start working on that. And yeah, if you ever have any weird requests, you want special controllers or anything like that, I'm always open to weird stuff. If you want, you should just shoot me an email, or you just request a quote on my website, and I can fill out for my website, and you can ask for weird stuff. Not too weird, but weird enough. Just to keep in mind, anything that's not my normal controllers, of course. My normal controller business takes precedence over the exotic stuff, so be patient. But I work on a lot of different things. I used to do all repairs until I came up with the new controllers, the 5200 controllers. So, alright, that's it for the night. What are we up to? Longer than I thought, 22 minutes, not too bad. But yeah, happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there, and I'm getting back to building controllers, and new stuff's coming. Intellivision 2 is coming. The 5200 LT controller's coming. It's going to be a true analog, just like all the full-size controllers. It's just going to be less buttons and less cost. So that's coming soon. And yeah, everyone have a great weekend.